Welcome to DataFestAfrica 2024, Day 3.
Thank you. DataFest. So when I said DataFest Africa, you say 2024. DataFest Africa. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so first of all, let's give ourselves a round of applause for being here by this time. So I'll be talking about the future and what we've done in the past about like Data Community Africa as a team. So there are several people here that one way or the other they heard about DataFestAfrica on Twitter, on LinkedIn, on YouTube, on Instagram from their friends that they don't really know what DataFestAfrica or Data Community Africa is about. So this is one of the things we'll be addressing this morning, right? Yeah, so I'd like you to follow through. My name is Gift Ojeabulu, right? And that's my Twitter handle and my LinkedIn profile if you want to search for me. So I'm the co-founder of Data Community Africa. Yeah, so alongside myself with David Abu and several core members like Obemi Fabi, Olarenwaju Onyoboke, Ayodele Oluleye, and several others, right? Yeah, so I work with the developer relations team for Iterative AI, known as DVCI now. So DVC is like registered to be among the top 3 ML tools in the world. Yeah, so you can make your research. So that's it. So I'm also among the advisory board member for Dev Network in the US for developer relations. Yes, so I'm also the MLOps Community Lagos lead alongside with Tochukwu and Steven. Yeah, so let's go to the focus of this. So the table of content today is, I'll be talking about DataFestAfrica, the what and the why. I'll be talking about the 3 arms of DCA. DCA in this term is Data Community Africa. And I'll be talking about the journey since inception. I'll also be talking about the milestones, the challenges, and the future aspiration of Data Community Africa. Yeah. So the first thing on the slide is what? Why Data Community Africa? I guess that's the first question people will ask. So first of all, what is DCA? DCA stands for Data Community Africa. In short, what is Data Community Africa? Data Community Africa is an encapsulation or embodiment of, I would say, a movement, right, of we trying to make a change. That's just the summary of Data Community Africa. So how are we planning to make this change, right? We are making this change through conferences, webinars, workshops, sending newsletter, building network, community development, education, and so on. That's how we are planning on making this change. So one of the way we make this change is through the conference perspective, which is why you are saying the hashtag DataFestAfrica 2024. That's the DataFestAfrica 3.0. We started 2022, right? Yeah, so why DataFestAfrica? That's why DCA in this sense now. So we noticed a gap. What was the gap, right? So from the community perspective, there was some sort of disconnection in terms of there are several powerful communities, but a lot of them are standalone. We have the DBT community, we have the MLOps community, we have the data analysis community, Fabric community, and so on. All of them are standalone, right? The DSN, the AI Saturday. So we thought about, what about coagulating, like bringing these communities together and bringing them to one, right? So, and that was what brought about the incentive of Data Community Africa, which is why we are here today, right? Yeah, you can clap. Yeah. So the 3 arms of DCA, which is what I'll be addressing now. So the first one for what is on the slide here is education, right? So education, So education, one of the things we talked about is we try to educate people through the data camp perspective. How many of you are on like the data camp group here? And you've been some sort of like beneficiaries from, yeah, so I'm correct, right? Some sort of the beneficiaries in like the data camp group. I just want to see your hand. Yeah, so I'm glad to see a lot of people here. So what we are trying to do from this perspective is we are building careers of people from scratch, right? So when we started, a lot of us in this space, there were some sort of confusion. People were learning the things they don't need to learn, right? So you see someone that is trying to be a data analyst, learning stuff on how to build let me give an instance in this case. You see someone that want to be a data analyst where you're supposed to start with Excel, for instance, or Power BI. The first thing you are learning is CI/CD pipeline. You get that kind of things, and you start getting confused and just feel like this thing is so hard and I can't do like these things, right? So you get derailed from the field and you transition into other field. So that's why we are trying to educate people and we are trying to build some sort of capacity building and mentorship. So how do we do this, right? There's some sort of training programs that we do yearly, partnered with Data Camp, that we try to make people learn different parts from the data analysis perspective, the data engineering, the machine learning and AI perspective, right? So, and I can say for free that I'll talk about that in the slide later. We've been able to touch over 16 African countries, right? From the West to the North and the South Africans. And the fun fact is, we've been able to touch other parts of, like, outside Africa. So some people I see one person from Asia when I was checking on the data, which is nice for us. So this part, in terms of education and capacity building, there are some volunteers that have been heading that for us, which is Tina and Toby. I want you to give them a clap, first of all. They've been amazing that we just left it for them, that they are handling it perfectly. A lot of times, because we, the organizers, we are very busy and we can't keep track everything, they are doing it perfectly for us. So we want to appreciate them, right? Yeah. So the next thing I'll be talking about now, among the three arms, is the community engagement, networking, and career development. Yeah, so this is one of our core focus, right, which was one of the interface at which a lot of people got through Data Community Africa or DataFestAfrica. So conferences now is an example of what we are doing right now, and we are trying to go from the underrepresented group to other parts of the world to make people know that it is possible to do big thing from a small place, which is Nigeria, right? So the next thing is the hackathons, right? You see yesterday where people were talking about the likes of Nancy, where they are talking about like their workflow using DBT, some talking about Fabric, and some talking about Darkstar, so things like that, right? So also meetups, yeah. So we've inspired people to come together, like the MLOps meetup, right? We did one on LLM last year where we have the like of Temi Babs, we have the likes of and several people. So in this space, in the MLOps community, and we did that. We have webinars, we have online communities that, like our WhatsApp community that has been transitioned from Discord, and the jobs platform, right? The community development like Propel, where we have over 10 plus people now that has gotten jobs, international jobs, directly with Data Community Africa. So I want you to give us a clap for that, for what we are doing as a team, right? Yeah. I just want you to know that, first of all, it won't be possible without you, we doing this. The fact that you are here, we see you as our team. That's why we are seeing you here. So I want you to appreciate yourself also. So the third thing we are addressing now is the advocacy and data literacy. So the thing is, as much as data is like the lifeblood of a business, not just a business, of an amazing nation, right? I don't want to say one of the issues we face in Nigeria at the moment is because there are bad data everywhere, right? You see cases where someone like me will be claiming like 12 years old, as big as I am, you get. So things like this now, solving issues with this thing, like, make things hard. So from the Data Community Africa perspective, we are trying to create that awareness, ethics and responsible AI, and trying to partner with as many organizations as possible. So if you're an organization involved in this part, we'd love to partner with you. from the governmental perspective to the non-governmental perspective. Yeah, so we are like trying to like, you see Busayo, yeah, I think Busayo talked about research yesterday, where I was seeing different community in the ML research space. So one of the things we plan on doing in the future, which I'll talk about later, is we want a place whereby as much as people come together to do an hackathon on DataFestAfrica, giving their presentation, there will be posters around here on different research, right? This is one of the things we are trying to achieve, just like global conferences like ICML, New Reef. So we feel it's possible and we'll do that. I just wanted to mark this statement some days in the future. We'll do that. Yeah. So I'll just summarize this. It's been a long journey, right? So our journey since inception, you'll be seeing several pictures here. First of all, if you see a picture, if you feel like you're among these pictures here, if you can see this picture and you feel like you are involved in the experience of this picture from what you are seeing, if you remember, I want you to put your hands up. Yeah. It shows that we make a lot of change and all. So the first picture on the slide by the left here is our hackathon. We did our first physical hackathon. I can't remember the exact date, but it was around October 3 to 8. That was 2022, right? So we did our first hackathon, partnered with Cafe One by Sterling as Lekki there. So where we address, like, we have the likes of Tina there that they are doing amazingly well right now. We have the likes of Felix currently in Dubai for an ML conference and so on. So the second picture was like the DataFest 2022 that we did at Unilag. Yeah, so the third picture was Pelumi handling the hackathon. So Pelumi is our data team lead. So for everything about data team, Pelumi and Paul has been the one handling it for us. So I want to give a round of applause for them. So the frame down, so we have different winners. We have Toby and several winners there, Felix and so on. Yeah, that they won the last DataFestAfrica 2023 Datathon. So the fifth one, that's the one below, is some team members. From the left, we have Ayo, we have Okpe, we have David, we have Omowonola, we have IB, that's Ibilolia, we have Salty Peep on Twitter, we have Olaigwe, and we have myself standing there. There are some people that were so busy with work that day and trying to make everything perfect, which is the like of Ola, we have Precious and Mina in the registration team. So I want to give a round of applause for them. And the last picture was the picture of Fatima speaking on the stage last year. Yeah, so that's for that. I just want us to run through the milestone, right? So we've been able to, okay, this is the 2022 to 2023 March milestone. That was when this was compiled. So you see the 8.6K, I think that was LinkedIn then, but right now on LinkedIn, we are over 12K. So you can look for Data Community Africa and follow us on LinkedIn. We have like the likes of Twitter, which we've grown on Twitter. On Twitter yesterday alone, we have over 3.2K views just on Twitter. Right, so that's an amazing feat for us, right? Yeah, so we have the Instagram, which is up to 1.3K right now, the newsletter, which is almost 5K, and some other milestones like we, for the past 2 years, we have representation from 9 countries, right? So I know we have Kenya, I know we have Croatia last year, we have Dubai, yeah, so that's I've forgotten his name. We have Dubai and we have like Finland and some several like countries like that, Ghana, Cameroon. Yeah, so these are the things we've been able to do from the DataFestAfrica perspective, and the representation from for the hackathon under is we have 62 teams. Yeah, so from 2 representation, West Africa and North Africa. Let me just run through the slide. So yeah, so our challenges, which I want to hammer on in short, is funding. So the thing is, for everything that we want to do here, if you don't have funding, the thing is not possible, right? So the thing, my people say, you get idea, you don't get money to solve them. I want to happen. You get, so that's how we relate. So the thing is, we need some sort of support, community support for future conferences from your organization, in form of CEO, that we can support. I will try to give back the value as much as possible, right? So, and I wanted to scan this QR code as I'll be leaving this stage with this statement. Yeah, coming together is a beginning by Henry Ford. staying together is progress and working together is success. So for everything done here today is a teamwork, right? So it's not as a result of gifts on the stage. I'm just a representation of the team. That's what I wanted to know, that there are a whole lot of people, from the volunteer to the sponsors to the participants here today, and me myself pulling things together, that is making this happen. So thank you.